All right, welcome back to The Wife of Time, the show where my wife reads the Wheel of Time books and talks about them. Today's episode is book number 3, The Dragon Reborn.
I feel like you have to preface that I have to read them in 2 days, otherwise I disappoint all your
I
readers.
never said that you had to read them in 2 days. It's just you read the first 2 in 2 days.
I know, but I put a lot of pressure on me, so now I have to read all of them in 2 days.
I didn't put any pressure. I was bragging that it took 2 days to read each book.
Anyway, I read this book in 2 days also.
She read this book also in 2 days.
Yes.
But there was just a small break between 2 and 3. That's why this is coming out on Wednesday instead of Monday.
Yep.
Oh, he's technically Mexican, 3/4 American, but for 3 generations he's got that nationality. Great-great-grandpa headed south, whose kids had kids then turned around. It's not what the show's about, but it's why he's Mexican technically. It helps that he was raised in New Mexico, lived in Guadalajara for 2 years, speaks fluent Spanish with a bachelor's degree in language, and makes a mean taquito.
So, you read The Dragon Reborn. What'd you think?
I think the subtitle of my review of this book is I Take Back Some of What I Said in Book 2.
Like the problems that you had with Book 2 were fixed in this book?
No.
Or they no longer apply?
As in some of my theories are wrong. Like I thought Elayne was going to end up with Rand, and I don't think that anymore.
You don't think Elayne ends up with Rand?
Yes.
Because, why?
Well, kind of there's like more stuff going on with Min, which is fine. I like Min as a character. I don't love Min as a love interest. But it's fine because I came to this realization. And my realization is that main characters of books like this are usually not your favorite characters. And therefore, it's okay if he doesn't end up with Elayne.
Because you don't like Rand as a character.
It's not that I don't like Rand, it's just that he's probably not my favorite character.
All right, right out of the gate, swinging in with some hot takes. My wife does not like Rand as the main character.
No, he's a great main character. It's just like kind of like, I was thinking about like Harry Potter, right?
Well,
whose favorite character in Harry Potter is Harry Potter? I don't know. He's not my favorite character. Because, like, you know, you follow his, like, ebb and flow of, you know, teenage angst, and it's annoying. And I feel like Rand's kind of the same way. And so, even though I appreciate Rand as the main character, and I think he's a great main character, he's not my favorite character. And therefore, it's okay if he doesn't end up with my favorite girl characters. But I will say, in this book, I came to like Egwene and Nynaeve a lot more. So...
You did not like Egwene at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know you hadn't said anything about Nynaeve though. Not like
it wasn't that I didn't like her. I just liked her.
You just didn't love her. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't dislike Nynaeve, but you didn't like her yet.
I think the book 3 spent more time in other people's perspective. That you kind of got more of their perspective, and so, like some of their actions are justified because of their thought processes. If that makes sense.
Yes. Well, and before I respond to that, it's very common in any book or movie that the main character is almost intentionally written as a bland character, so that they can be a blank slate, so that audiences can insert themselves in the shoes of that character. Like, it's a very common trope that the main character of a story almost doesn't have a personality, so that people can see themselves in that thing. I think that's a silly way of doing things, and I don't think that's the case here with Rand. I agree that he is...
I'm not saying I don't like Rand.
He's not the least interesting character. But Rand's character POV is often not comfortable to be in because of the impetus of the Dragon Reborn. He's very depressed most of the time.
Yes,
and
like I agree.
It's a wonderful writing. He's a great character. It's not always fun to read from his perspective.
Right.
But I do love what you said about this book, that this book branches out. That's why I like this book so much, is because it spends time with all of the other characters that you've been slowly getting to know, but like haven't spent time with yet. And in this book, Rand is hardly even in it.
Right. Yeah. And I do think some of his decisions, like, and granted, I'm trying to, like, remember, you know, he's, like, what, 17 at this point? Is he 18 yet?
I feel like
he was,
17,
16.
18.
I feel like he's still kind of immature, and so he's probably not thinking clearly in a lot of stuff. Also because he's, you know, under this influence of this power, and he feels like he wants to use it, but he doesn't want to use it. Anyway, that's stressful. But, like, when he runs off, does he really not think they're going to follow him? So in my head, I was like, why didn't you just go to Moraine and be like, I'm going to run off if you don't just do what I say? Granted, you probably wouldn't have done it anyway, but like the whole book is just chasing Rand, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, this could have been avoided if he would have just been like, I'm going to go and do this thing, and you can come or not. But I don't know. I guess that would take away the whole point of the book.
Yeah, well, that's why I like this book, because I feel like Rand finally takes initiative for himself. And he's like, look, people keep telling me I'm the Dragon Reborn. I mean, the premise of this book is it's very likely that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. And so he says, I'm going to go make sure 100%. He heads off to Tyr to see if he can fulfill a crazy prophecy. And he's like, if I can do this, then I guess I really am the Dragon Reborn and I'll accept my fate.
Yes.
But at the same time, he disappears in the middle of the night and runs off so that he's free of like these millions of influences that are tugging him in every which way. Like, I feel like he's finally like taking control of his own narrative.
I guess so. I mean, he would have to have known they would have followed him, right?
Yeah, and I think he expected that they would.
Okay.
But that wasn't the point of him leaving. I think the point of him leaving was him finally making his own decision. And if they wanted to follow him, he can, but he's not waiting on them to make decisions for him.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because if he is the Dragon Reborn, he's going to have to start leading at some point, right?
Right.
So, I love this book.
Good. It was good.
What else?
I had this thought, but then nothing came to fruition, so then I gave it...
Fruition?
Thank you. Cut that out. Anyway.
Say it again.
I had this thought, but then it didn't really happen, and so I am probably 100% wrong. But right when Mat wakes up from, like...
In the White Tower.
From being healed.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, oh man, he's going to end up with Elayne. But I think I'm just trying to figure out who Elaine's going to end up with, and so I don't really know.
Well, why do you no longer think Elayne ends up with Rand? Because of Min?
Well, because... Well, and the stuff you said last time about how, like... I mean, he's probably going to go crazy, but he's not going to go crazy, because, I mean, that would be sad, you know? Because in Harry Potter, he died. I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Harry Potter, but he dies, spoiler, but then he doesn't really die, and so then he still gets married, you know, and so who knows what will happen in this story, but I just, like, his future is vague, and so I don't know who he ends with.
He already starts going crazy in this book. I know that he starts questioning his sanity. I can't remember if he starts hearing...
Yes, he does, because, well, he has all of the dreams where, like, people come to him, and they're in the faces of, you know, his friends, but then they try to kill him. So that's why when they actually come to him in the dream world, he tries to kill them.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So you think that Mat ends up with Elayne?
No, I had that thought just when he woke, like, that chapter where he woke up, I was like, they're going to have some cute flirty moments, and then they don't, because, like, they leave right away, you know, so it doesn't happen. So then I was like, well, never mind. I'm going to stop trying to guess who's going to fall in love with who. Because apparently that's not the, you know, point of this whole series.
Well, I love that his initial reaction is, hey, let me help you guys escape. Like, you guys need my help. And then they're like, no, we're going to send you on a mission.
I don't really get the luck thing.
Ooh, okay.
Like, I just know he's lucky. And at first I thought, because, so there was, like, the dice that were the, how do you pronounce it? The
rattling in his head?
No, the sangreal.
Sangreal?
Yeah. You know how, like, they took the 13 items, the
Black Ajah stole Angreal from the White Tower.
Yeah, and one of them was, it was like one of the few things they actually knew, and it was like dice that always won. And so, like, for a brief moment, I was like, oh, did they, like, switch it, trying to, like, track him?
I didn't even remember that.
Oh, that was one of the things on the list. And so, and then because he kept winning, I was like, did he just happen to like get it somehow? Or like it was like some weird switch of hands, or like they purposely gave it to him because like they're trying to track him or trying to like screw him over. Anyway.
No, it's his magic power.
Oh, he's just lucky?
He can like manipulate fate in his favor, yeah.
Okay, so just so I understand, everybody from the Two Rivers has a special magic power.
No.
Yes.
Everyone from all the main characters from the Two Rivers are Taviran.
Right. And that means they have special magic powers.
Not necessarily.
But they all do, because Egwene's a dreamer, and there hasn't been a dreamer for like centuries. And Nynaeva's like super powerful once she figures out how to be angry. And then Rand is the Dragon Reborn, and then Perrin can like have the wolf power. So they all have very unique things. Yeah,
I mean the girls are just good at channeling, really. But yeah.
Well, I feel like the dreamer thing was very significant.
Yeah, it's a subset of channelers. So
anyway,
yeah.
But it's very unique.
Yeah, it's unique. Yes,
it made a point to say that didn't happen.
The series is making its titular characters unique and powerful. Okay. Yes.
Anyway, so that's like his power.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that in this book when he realizes it and he starts using it to escape, and when he hears the dice rattling in his head, he knows he just needs to like let go and trust to luck. Well,
anyway, before it was like all the time after that first night when he was like winning all the money to like leave town, I just thought it was like something had happened and he had actually gotten that. Except for I think you'd have to have power or be able to channel to use that. So I don't really know. But anyway, I thought it was like, oh, maybe that's something, but you just proved me wrong, so never mind.
Yeah, most Angreal you have to channel to use.
Yeah, it was a really strong coincidence in my head.
I don't think there are any Angreal or Sir Angreal or Terangreal that okay. Well, no, there are some Terangreal you don't have to channel to be able to use.
Anyway, that was a thought I had.
That comes up later. I just remembered.
Well, it was just because it was too big of a coincidence that the dice thing was listed on there. It was one of the few listed, and then he won every time with the dice. And so, but never mind.
I completely forgot about that. It doesn't come up again.
The dice don't come up again, or the list doesn't come up again?
No, the list of things that they stole does come up again. But I did remember that there were dice on that list specifically mentioned. Oh. Like, it's not important.
Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Anyway, so, I'm trying to think what else. I also like, the whole Perrin and...
Fayu?
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how they say it in the audiobook.
Well, when you read it, you don't know. So I'm just like, I don't even know. Anyway, so at the beginning, well, I didn't know that obviously it was going to be like a love story or whatever. But I get a little bit annoyed that a lot of times love stories start out by two characters who hate each other or who like annoy each other. Anyway, so then, and at the end of the book, I didn't even realize he like loved her. But then I was reading a summary and I was like, they fall in love. And I was like, wait, what? I thought he was just really nice and risked his life for her because he got used to her. But apparently that's love.
Well, at the end of the book, he like goes crazy to save her.
He risks his life for her, yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't go crazy.
He puts himself in like huge danger to save her.
Yes, he does. I know. I just said that. He risks his life. Anyway, but so I think I'm waiting for that one to build more before I like her. I think because she has kind of the same like attitudes as Egwene in the beginning, where it's just like I'm just coming along because it's an adventure, and like knowing the risk.
She was already on an adventure, though.
Right. Yeah, but
she was a hunter of the horn.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm just waiting for her character to flesh out before I can like her more.
She gets better.
That's good. And then I think in this book, I was a little bit disappointed by Moraine, just because I feel like, I don't know. I kind of expected more from her, but I mean, at the end, she used like balefire, and that was like super impressive. But...
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you didn't like her killing a Forsaken with
no,
balefire?
No, that was really cool. But I think the whole time I was like, you know, because in the first book, she's very attuned to like them and like what's going on, and so, but anyway, those are my thoughts. I don't really have any deep thoughts. I wish I had some deep thoughts, but
well, And in this book, I feel like she's kind of adjusting to Rand taking charge. Like, she thought she could control him, which is why she had everything under control. And now he's going off script, and she needs to readjust. And like, okay, I guess I can't just have him under my thumb.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of it. So, I really like Lan, but I can't tell if I like him because the movie or the show set him up so well, or because I actually like him. I just really loved him in the show. And so every time he comes up, I'm like, "Aw, Lan, you're so awesome."
He's done pretty well in the show, but he's also awesome in the books. I don't think there's anyone who dislikes Rand from the books. Dislikes Lan from the books because he's great.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
What did you think of the ending?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was fine. I really like the...
It's fine.
I'm really excited. I have been waiting since book 2 for the... Oh, no. I read the pronunciation. Aiel.
The Aiel.
Aiel?
Yes.
Aiel. I've been waiting for them to come out, because, like, you always come across those messengers who, like, says stuff about looking for the Dragon Reborn or whatever.
Yes.
So I was really glad.
Oh, you didn't even talk about Avienda.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. Well, she's an Aiel.
Yeah, I know. I like them.
Okay.
I was just kind
of... So you've been waiting for, like, them as a group to show up.
Yes.
Okay, because it's like they show up and...
Yeah, they're like
she's
little...
main character. She's a very big character.
Little groups of them or little individuals come out to be like, has this happened? And then when it's like, what? They're going to, tear and all this stuff. But I really like that they're on the city, like, they're there at night and they come across Mat and I just love that they're there fighting at the end and they proclaim themselves, fulfill prophecy.
Fulfill the prophecy, yeah.
Yeah. And so...
Well, you're going to be very happy because the next 2 books are pretty much exclusively about the Aiel.
Oh, I don't think that'll make me very happy.
No, it's fun.
How are they exclusively about that?
Not exclusively. Okay, the next book is mostly Aiel stuff.
Yeah.
And the book after that is a lot of Aiel stuff.
Okay. Well, they've been kind of mysterious up until this point, and like you haven't seen their full force, but you've seen like what individuals and small groups can do, and so I'm excited for them to come out and be like, "Watcha!" But they're the ones that attacked the White Tower, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how
Rand's mother.
Yes. So I'm interested to see how that's like
was
going to play out.
Maiden of the Spear who sieged the White Tower. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that will play out. But
in fact, that's where Tam found.
I thought about starting book 4, but I wanted to wait until we talked about book 3, so I wouldn't have the same problem I did last time.
So she's going to read it in 2 days. Book 4 is pretty long. 4 and 5 are pretty long. This is one of the short ones.
It's the end of the weekend now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to read it next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah. I mean, so about the end, I just assumed he'd be able to take the sword. I am interested because, they kind of just casually was like, oh, that's Ishmael or whatever they call him.
Ishmael.
Oh, yeah. So is that guy dead?
Yeah.
Okay. So they killed 2 Forsaken.
Yeah, they killed Balal?
Yeah.
They killed Moraine Balefire's Balal.
Right.
Pulls him out of existence.
Okay.
Right, so his spirit's gone too.
Uh-huh.
Ishmael is killed by Rand with Kalendor.
Right. Okay. So the whole time, that guy he thought was the Dark One was not the Dark One. He was the worst Forsaken.
It was Ishmael who thought he was the Dark One.
How does that work?
He's kind of crazy.
Oh, okay. Does it say that later?
Well, he was pretending to be the Dark One.
Oh, okay.
He was coming to them in vision saying he was Balzaman.
Okay.
How does it work?
No.
What do you mean?
I think I was just confused because I just thought he was staying in the place, until
yeah. He was the right hand man to Balzaman.
So now all their dreams are going to stop.
What?
Now all the bad dreams will stop.
I don't know.
Okay. And then my last question is...
It's a case of he was working instead of the Dark One's locked up in Sheol.
Right.
So he was serving as his right-hand man and kind of just did it for so long that he just kind of assumed the role of Balzaman.
Okay. Then my last question was, so they said they found a seal, but it wasn't broken like the other ones.
Uh-huh.
So does that mean it's still intact, or because it's not where it should have been, it's not intact?
They're not like fixed locations. There's things you can carry.
Oh, okay. That's what I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So that seal's not broken.
Yes.
So only 2 seals are broken.
I think so.
Yeah. So the ending was fine. I don't have any deep thoughts about the ending, just because it kind of happened how I thought it would happen, except for, I don't want to say their name again.
The Aiel?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so bad with names.
You weren't expecting them to just show up at the end?
I wasn't not expecting them to show up, because like when they knew that people were heading to Tyr, I was like,
Right.
oh cool, they're gonna show up.
Right.
I was saying like I appreciated their appearance there.
Mm-hmm.
While not necessarily expected or unexpected, I liked them.
I don't think that the ending of this book is bad. I think it's a really good ending. But I think that the setup is even better. Like the whole book is, a bunch of pieces moving around, and they all converge at one point at the end of the book.
Yes.
Really masterfully, I think. And it's not just forced like, oh, our party's going to split up and then meet back together at the end. Like they all have different quests, different goals, and they all have different reasons for ending up in the same place. And
Yes.
I think it's just really masterfully done. I love the intricacy and the weavings of the plot lines in this book, and they all come together in a very satisfying way. And the ending is great. It completes all those lines, but like I appreciate the setup even more than the ending of this book.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are some things like, as I was reading, I was like, how is this going to happen? And then it happens, and I was like, what was the point of that?
Like what?
Like, so for example, the Black Aja, they like lay behind the trap, right?
For Moraine.
No, sorry.
They set a trap for
in
Moraine.
the White Tower to get them to go to Tyr. The Egwene and Nynaeve. Okay, there's the moment
the
where...
Amyrlin Seat sent them to Tyr.
No. Okay, so there's the moment where they get
the Black Aja disappear and they steal a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, then a messenger
Then
girl...
the Amyrlin Seat sets them with the task of hunting down the
Stop.
Black Aja.
Stop. Back. Yes, that happens. So then a messenger girl, like Erin, some girl from a small town, she tells them that the Amyrlin Seat told her to tell them where all of the Black Aja's remaining stuff was. And so, like, it was in storage. They put all the stuff that was in storage.
that they left
so they
behind.
go there, and it was obvious that they were going to Tyr, right? So they decided we have to follow them to Tyr.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talked to the Amylin Seat, and they were like, that girl got sent home like a month after she arrived. Like, she's not here anymore. We burned all of their stuff, right?
Right.
So then they're like, well, it's probably a trap, but maybe we can, like, outsmart them when we get there, right? So that's kind of their whole mentality. But so that because of that, the Black Aja want Egwene and Nynaeve to go to Tyr. But then it's like, okay, well, what's the purpose? And then it says, like, you can, like, turn somebody. But they were trying to turn the Dragon Reborn bad by having, like, the 13, Meandral. What do you call them? Meandral?
Murdral?
Yeah. And the Black Aja. It's like if you have 13 of both,
if you have a circle of 13 channelers, you can do stuff.
Yeah. So, but like, they kind of like implied that they were going to turn Egwene and Nynaeve, and I was like, wouldn't you just rather them not come? I don't really know. So I was kind of like confused how that boiled out. But granted, they just got put in prison and then they broke out because they like went into their dreams. That was really cool. In the dreams,
the dream world stuff is really cool, and it only gets better. And it's really fun in this how they manipulate the dreams to their advantage.
Yeah. So.
And Matt shows up to help him escape.
I know.
But they've already escaped.
Well, they haven't gotten out yet. They're like, we could have done it. I know. Matt's like so proud of himself. Poor Matt. They don't give him any. I know that
everyone is horrible to Matt in this book, and all he wants to do is help. Like Matt literally uncovers like a plot from Elaine's mother's lover to murder Elayne, and he shows up to help out of the kindness of his heart.
Right.
And they're like, we didn't even need your help, you dumb boy.
Yeah. But is he a Forsaken? The lover?
What's it? I'm trying to think of his name.
Because it's like Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. Because he has like a weird influence over the queen.
Do you want me to answer the question?
No.
Okay.
I just want you to say that's a good question.
It's a good question.
Or you can just be like, no, that's dumb.
No, it's a good line of thinking.
Okay.
He is definitely doing something to Berlane?
Morganese?
Morgaze. Who's Berlane?
I don't know.
Oh, isn't that Fail's real name? No.
No, his real name is Sire something.
Bashir or something like that?
No, it's her last name. It's with a Z. It's like Zareen.
Zareen Bashir.
Yeah. Anyway.
Berlane is... Oh, Berlane's another queen of a different realm.
Okay, and then here's my next question is... Oh, I guess that... No, never mind. I answered my own question. Cut that out. That's dumb.
You were talking about Gabriel influencing Morgaze.
Yes. Because obviously he's influencing her.
Yes.
Well, he must have come in the same time that she sent... What was her name? Elayne? No.
Elayne.
Eladra? No. It wasn't Elayne. No.
The Aes Sedai that her
right hand Aes Sedai. Eladra?
Elida?
Yeah.
Elida.
She sent her away. So I'm thinking she's not Black Aja because...
Who?
Elida?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say their names.
So Elida was serving the queen as like her Aes Sedai,
and then she got sent back to the White Tower.
Yes, because she was mad about Elayne, right?
Yeah, that was the premise, but I think it was more because of his influence because he's bad.
Oh, you think that Gabriel sent her away so he could control her?
I think Gabriel convinced the queen that she should
send her away so that he could control her. Okay, Interesting. Nice. Theories.
Well, it's just because it kind of talks about every time there's a Forsaken who's somehow become in charge, like in Ilian.
Ilian? Yeah.
All the people get grumpy all of a sudden, and it just seemed like the people in her town were fighting and grumpy.
The people all get grumpy.
Yeah, there's a significant, everybody looks grumpier. That's they notice it as soon as you come in, they're like, what's wrong with these people? And then they find out Forsaken's running the town.
Right.
It happened in 2 of the cities. It happened in Ilion.
I think it depends on the Forsaken and the methods they use to take control.
Maybe.
It's compulsion. They've talked about compulsion, right? Yes, because Leandrin, right, has done compulsion.
Yeah, but they didn't outright.
She's done mind control stuff.
Yeah, but it's not very explicit yet. Unless it was explicit and I just missed that one line.
Okay.
It is implied with the thief seeker or the thief catcher.
The thief catcher,
but it wasn't. He just said that he felt like he had to do what she said, but he didn't think that was right.
Who?
The thief catcher.
Yeah, but who's
Leandrin.
Yes, yes, that's compulsion.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of the Forsaken are really good at doing it, and Leandrin is one of the few Aes Sedai that figured it out herself.
Got it. But anyway,
it's mind control, but yeah, it has side effects of negativity.
Got it. Anyway, it was just 2 of the things that there were people as they were going through the towns, they're why is everyone so grumpy? These people didn't look at this last time we walked through. Loyal notices it a lot, and so does Maureen.
Okay. Where do you think the series is going? Because you, with the first 2 books, your comments were, I can't see how this lasts 14 books.
Right.
Can you kind of see it now? How it's...
I don't know. There's 11 more books?
There are 14, plus a prequel. If you read that.
Yeah.
That's not part of the main story.
I don't know, because up until this point, it was kind of it's one thing done,
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, they think they killed a bad guy and they don't. And then the second one, they blow the horn. And then the third one, they kill 2 Forsaken. And so...
I feel like this one really starts broadening the scope a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't see how it takes so long. But I'm sure he has to prepare himself a lot before he can fight the Dark One.
Well, he has to get everyone on his side, too.
Well, I mean, half the world's not going to be on his side, because half the world's going to be evil.
Okay.
Right?
What?
The Dark One makes people evil.
Yeah. kind of. He doesn't. Well,
People choose to follow the dark one.
yeah.
I
He
feel
doesn't
like
make people evil.
there has to be equal number of bad people to good people.
Kind of the point of the whole series.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
It's
like
alright.
the Trollocs don't choose to be good.
Yeah, Trollocs are like orcs. They're just made bad.
Okay.
They're not real people. They don't have souls. Trollocs don't get re-woven into the pattern. Their
Ooh.
spirits don't get reincarnated.
Wait, everybody gets reincarnated?
Yeah.
Oh. That might have been said somewhere.
Yeah, that's how the whole reincarnation's a thing. Your spirit dies, and then eventually it will get rewoven back into the pattern. I feel like they said that more explicitly in the TV show too. Like in episode 1, they talk about it a lot.
Maybe.
Rand asks his father, "How long does it take for a spirit who's died to be rewoven back into the pattern?" when they're talking about his mother.
Yes.
When they're lighting a lantern
Yes.
for her.
You're right. You're right.
They do talk about it more in the books, but I feel like in the first couple of books it's not like explicitly stated
Yes.
as much.
Yeah.
Or as obviously.
So I think for moving forward, I'm most interested to see how the Aiel are going to play into the story moving forward now that
they have a really interesting and unique culture that is really fun to learn about.
Yes. Yes. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to the White Tower because you don't know who's bad. And then, I mean, they're kind of all on tier now, and they're all together. So I'm assuming they're not going to stay together the whole time. So
They do not.
So it's going to be like, okay, what's going to happen?
What do you think of the girls, the mission that the girls are given by the Armelin seat? I thought that was a really fun way to start this book.
Oh. I mean, that's
Or just to
fine.
push them off on their own adventure.
Because, like, they're the only ones she could trust, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of sad.
It is.
Yeah.
They're also, like,
So
more powerful.
just remind me.
In regards of potential.
I'm trying to remember, because I think it was clear in the TV show, so I'm trying to remember if it's the same in the book. It's like, Moraine and the Amelin seat, they both heard the prophecy.
Yes, they were both in the room. The prequel book is about that.
Okay.
They were in the room with the Amelin seat and her assistant. The assistant was a seer, had a vision as she died.
Okay.
So it's literally just Moraine, Swan, and the old Amerlin who knew about it.
Okay.
And they worked together. They conspired together to track down the Dragon Reborn.
Got it. Okay. That's fine. I think I was, like, trying to remember why, like, do they really trust nobody else? But I guess it's hard because, on one hand, the Red Aja kill every man who can channel. Mm-hmm. And so that'd be hard.
Regardless of whether he's the Dragon Reborn or not, they would still a man.
Right.
I think that's a really interesting dynamic. That they're like, everyone knows the dragon has to be reborn, and they're kind of living in denial about that. Mm-hmm. Because, like, just stilling all the men who possibly can channel.
Right. Well, and then it said, like, as soon as he proclaimed himself, or no, as soon as the horn was blown, at some point in the second book, the false dragons were, like, struck by lightning, And so they're like, we don't have to worry about false dragons anymore. So it's like, well, what are the Red Aja going to do with all their time? Like, are they going to change seats, or are they just so evil then they all turn black?
That's a good question.
Unless the White Tower doesn't get behind the Dragon Reborn. But then it's like, well, I mean, you have to notice the dark stuff going on, right?
They're also responsible, not just hunting down men, they're also responsible for making sure that women aren't abusing the one power.
Oh, okay.
Like, enforcing the oaths, basically.
I thought that the Tiandral.
Yeah, but there are some people who can channel without becoming Aes Sedai.
Right. Okay.
So, but you liked the book. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
How does it rank compared to 1 and 2?
I think 2 is my least favorite so far.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. It's hard because, like, I like Perrin's abilities. I think those are really cool. And so I love that he uses those in 2 and he gets them in 2.
I think 2's better than 1. But, okay.
Maybe. I just think 1 is so pivotal.
Yeah.
I did not like the ending to 1. So the ending to 2 when Matt just like blew the horn, I like that a lot better.
So good.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe 2's better than 1. I don't know. I just...
So you're saying you like this one the best? Out of the 3?
Maybe? I don't know. It's hard to say that. It's because I don't know like where it falls in the whole line of the books, you know? Like, it was a good read. I liked it. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Give me my favorite.
Is your favorite one? It's your favorite one. Well,
sure.
So your tagline is the title of this video is "My wife takes back some things she said about the first 2 books, and book 3 is her favorite."
What? No, that seems too extreme. I don't want to just be like book 3 is my favorite.
So far, ...
Maybe. I don't know. There's still things that like bother me, like the whole trap that Leandrin set,
and then they walk into it anyway.
Well, that was fine, but then it's like it didn't end up happening. So I'm like, okay, how do you outsmart? Granted, they did like the whole dream thing, but like, what were they going to use them for? What were they going to? Why did they care about these 2 people?
Well, they're super powerful. They're some of the most powerful channelers.
Okay, then why don't you just kill them?
The world has seen, because they want to control them.
Okay, I guess. Then why didn't they just control them back at the White Tower when they could sneak into the room at night and just take them?
I don't know if they've mentioned this in the book series yet. It's not super spoilery. It's more just world building stuff. The Aes Sedai over the ages, after the breaking,
got weaker.
Have progressively become weaker and weaker and
yes.
weaker. And the reason that is because they've been stilling every man who can channel.
Okay.
So they're kind of like weakening the gene pool.
You mean because men who channel, who have kids, their kids are channelers?
It's not explicit like that. But
I mean, they do say that the power is weakening because they say that the old Aja could do, or the Aes Sedai could do things that the new Aes Sedai couldn't
can't even
do.
dream of. But the new people that are coming in have been woven into the pattern specifically because they're Taviran. They are much more powerful than most of the Aes Sedai that are living. Like Egwene and Nynaeve and Elayne, even though they haven't learned how to control the power yet, are like their power level is like miles above most of the Aes Sedai.
Okay, I could see that.
So like they're super powerful, and everyone wants to control them.
Yeah.
Which is why I like their plan in this, even though they know it was a trap to go to Tyr. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, our mission is to find the Black Aja. And if the Black Aja have set a trap for us in Tyr, we know they're going to be there.
Yeah.
So I think that's a cool...
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with that. No, it was just like, I thought there would have been grander plans
you just didn't see
for them.
Right. You didn't think that
by the Black Aja.
The Black Aja had thought it through enough. Or like,
well, maybe they did. They just had put them in prison, and then the end of the book happened.
And then they didn't do anything with them. Okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but they escaped, so you don't get to know what the
That's
Black
what I'm saying.
Aja's
Maybe
plan
there was a bigger plan. I just don't know what it is.
Well, there's definitely a bigger plan for the series. Stephanie will be reading book 4. I think you'll really like book 4. There's a lot of Aiel in it, and you get to learn their culture, and it's very interesting. And it makes the scope even bigger a little bit. And I think maybe by the end of book 4, you'll see like, okay, this is going to be a journey that will take some time.
Okay. Well, as long as none of my main favorite characters die or turn evil, we'll be fine.
Who are your favorite characters?
As in the main characters. As long as none of them turn evil or die, we'll be fine.
Out of the main characters, which ones are your favorite then? Right now.
No.
You don't love Rand.
Well, he can't die.
No, but that's not what I'm asking. This is a separate question. Out of the main characters, which ones are your favorite right now?
Lan, Rand, Perrin, Mat, Egwene, Nynaeve, Elayne.
Okay.
None of them can die.
You're not hearing the question that I've asked.
I don't have favorites yet. I don't know.
have a favorite.
No. It's because in my head
I'm asking.
I know you're asking.
Okay, my question was.
I know what you're asking.
Of the main characters, which ones do you like the most?
I don't know.
And your response was you listed every single.
No,
main
I was
character.
listing the main characters that I'd be upset if they died or turned evil. No, my problem is
I wasn't asking that question.
I don't have a favorite character yet. I just don't.
Well,
because they all have their things I don't like about them.
You really liked Elayne in the last book.
Yeah, but then in this book, she was kind of just like a tag along.
Yes, she doesn't do much in this book.
Yes, so
she gets better.
I don't know. And then the whole spat between Egwene and Nynaeve is a little annoying, but like at the same time, women are annoying. Like when I'm with like somebody for too long, I'm like, this is too much. In fact, that's why I was like terrified to
You're
get
saying
married.
it's realistic.
Yeah. So like even though it's annoying to like read about, I'm like, well, I get it. Mm-hmm. So
I'm curious as the series goes along to hear your opinion on how Robert Jordan writes women.
Yes.
Some people say he does a really good job. Some people say they're all kind of one note.
Well, so far I feel like all of them are just looking for adventure, and I think that's dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I mean, because that's my issue with Egwene. That's my issue with Perrin's Falcon Girl. Like, it's like, it's just like, oh, we're up for an adventure. Rather than this, like, I don't know. I kind of wish, like, some of them were like, the path has led me here, and I know it's my destiny to follow you, and I will follow through because that's my destiny. You know, I don't know.
I think you'll like Avienda.
Maybe. You keep saying that, so now I'm like, is she Rand's love interest? Who's she gonna be? But then I get really confused because there was that moment between the two of them. They were like implying
the two of who?
I don't want to say their name. Aiel? Yeah. They implied that they were like
two of the who.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
There's the moment.
Avienda?
No, there's a moment when Egwene and Elayne are like helped by the group of Aiel.
That Avienda's part of.
Yes, and there's the two women who like say they're like connected together, and it kind of implied that they're like connected together, and then they were like, you guys can be connected together, and they kind of like at this moment like look at each other like, no, we're not like that connected to each other, you know what I mean? And so
the Spear Sisters.
Spear Sisters, maybe.
Yeah?
I don't know, there was some term, but what was the point of this whole story now? Annoyed.
We were talking about Avienda.
Oh, women. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see. Oh, because you kept asking me like, oh, do you like her? Do you like her? Do you like her? So then I was like, should I like her? Should I think more about her?
I only asked it like one time.
Yeah, but it was like right after I finished the book. That was like the first question you asked, and I was like, oh, this sounds like it's a big question. Maybe I need to think more about her. Anyway.
I just like Avienda. She's a cool character.
It's kind of like how you told me Matt's your favorite character, so I'm expecting this like really grand things from Mat.
Well, Mat did awesome stuff in this book. You weren't impressed.
Because I couldn't.
You were just confused.
I was confused because I was like, oh, because it was the thing about the dice was just very too coincidental.
Okay, well, Mat is the best character, and he really shines in book 5. So not the next one, but book 5, he's great.
Well, right now I'm leaning toward Perrin to be my favorite character, but only when he's not being dumb about trying not to get the wolves in his head, because like obviously that's like a really cool superpower. You should definitely utilize that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of women latch on to Perrin early on. And that'll change later in the books when he's giving nothing to do. So
awesome.
But then by the end, he gets good again. So,
okay. Anyway.
I think you really like book 4, and I think you'll really love book 5. But that has been Wife of Time number 3. My wife reads The Dragon Reborn. We'll see you next time. Probably not next week. 2 weeks from now, because you need a weekend to read.
Well, if I read it Friday and Saturday.
Next time when my wife finishes book 4.
Book 4.
And apparently it has to be done in 2 days now because that has been the precedent that is now set.
Standard.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.